The sky is already bleeding. Ash falls like black snow. The bridge burns. And at the edge of the world, a god with a mouth full of gold lifts a horn to his lips. Heimdall inhales. The sound that follows is not music. It is a verdict. Gjallarhorn screams across the 9 realms. The blast splits mountains, wakes the dead, shakes kings from their thrones. Even the gods flinch, because that sound means one thing. It's over. He sees it all. Always has. The wolf breaking. Chains. The serpent rising from the sea. Flames crawling up the roots of the world tree. He knew this moment would come. He has been waiting for it since the first sunrise. And yet, he still blows the horn. Then he steps forward. Golden, teeth flashing in the firelight. Heimdall, the brightest of the gods, charges straight into darkness and dies, killed not by a monster, but by a trickster with a smile just as sharp. Why would the most vigilant god, the one who never slept, never blinked, never missed a sound, walk willingly into a future he knew would end him? Why was the shining god obsessed with watching? And what was he really guarding? Tonight we pull back the veil on the gold-toothed Sentinel of Asgard, and the paranoia that may have doomed them all.
Unveil the legends.
Before the fire, before the Volf, there was a bridge. Bifröst, a ribbon of color arcing across the void, beautiful, fragile, the only path between gods and everything else. And standing at its edge, Heimdall, not a king, not a warrior drunk on glory, a watcher. He was born strange. 9 mothers, no father in sight. The sea whispered him into existence. Waves raised. Him, foam crowned him. They say he could hear grass growing. Think about that. The quiet scratch of a blade pushing through soil. The pulse of sap rising in wood. The wool thickening on a sheep mile away. He didn't just see threats. He felt them forming, and he never slept. Not fully. A bird might doze. A cat might close one eye. Heimdall? He rested like a loaded trap. And then there were the teeth. Gold. Solid gold. They called him Gullintanni. Golden-toothed. Gold doesn't rot, doesn't tarnish, doesn't decay. It gleams, even in the dark. But gold also blinds. And in Asgard, blindness was already spreading. Odin wasn't just wise, he was obsessed. Sacrificed an eye for knowledge. Hung himself from a tree for secrets. He feared the future. Thor wasn't just strong, he was reckless. A hammer looking for a skull. And Loki wasn't chaos. He was resentment with a grin. Peace in Asgard wasn't peace. It was tension stretched thin. Prophecies whispered of Ragnarök, the end, the fall, the fire. And Heimdall stood on the bridge, watching, always watching, because someone had to. It starts small. It always does. A flicker in the air, a tremor in a voice, a heartbeat that skips when it shouldn't. Heimdall hears it. Loki's footsteps don't echo like others. They slide, soft, careful, like guilt wrapped in silk. Long before Baldr falls, long before the dart is carved from mistletoe, Heimdall senses the shift. Not proof. Not yet. Just pressure. Like a storm building behind the ribs of the sky. Baldr dreams of his own death. Night after night, the golden sun wakes shaking. His mother Frigg panics. She extracts oaths from fire, water, iron, stone. Nothing will harm him. Nothing in the 9 realms dares to touch him. Nothing except the one thing she overlooks. Too small. Too harmless. Mistletoe. Loki smiles when he learns it. He doesn't rage. He calculates. In the courtyard, the gods laugh as they hurl weapons at Baldr. Spears bounce. Axes shatter. Stones crumble to dust against his skin. It's sport. It's spectacle. It's arrogance disguised as celebration. Heimdall watches from the edge. He doesn't laugh. Then Loki approaches Hardr, the blind god, places the slender dart in his hand, guides his aim, whispers like a friend. The throw is light, almost playful. The impact is not. The sound Baldr makes isn't loud. It's wet, final. A body hitting stone, a god collapsing like a felled tree. And in that instant, Heimdall hears everything. The intake of breath, the sudden vacuum of joy, the lie forming behind Loki's shock. He hears satisfaction buried beneath feigned horror, a pulse quickening, not from fear, but triumph. He moves, too late. Baldr bleeds into the dust. And Heimdall understands something terrible. Foresight is not prevention. Hearing a crime is not the same as stopping it. Loki meets his gaze across the courtyard. No grin, no mask, just a flicker of challenge. Catch me. Baldr's death breaks something fundamental, not just in Asgard, in Heimdall. Before that day, he was vigilance embodied. After it, he becomes suspicion made flesh. He replays the sounds in his mind, the cadence of Loki's whisper, the subtle shift in Hardr's stance, the silence that followed the impact. Again, 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 again. He catalogs them like evidence, but evidence means nothing without confession. Loki is eventually exposed, bound beneath the earth with venom dripping onto his face. Justice, they call it. Heimdall doesn't feel relief. He feels unfinished, because deep down he knows this wasn't chaos for chaos' sake. It was a fracture widening, a crack in divine perfection, and cracks don't seal with rope and stone. Here's the darker possibility. What if Heimdall's obsession with guarding the gate created the very resentment that fueled Loki? Think about the symbolism. Heimdall stands at Bifröst, the only sanctioned path between worlds. He decides who enters, who belongs, who stays outside. Giants remain threats. Outsiders remain other. Loki is both god and giant, never fully accepted, never fully trusted. And who embodies that distrust more than the golden sentinel who never blinks? Every time Heimdall's gaze lingers too long, every time he questions a motive, every time he anticipates betrayal, he reinforces a boundary. Loki lives on the other side of boundaries. Baldr's death wasn't just murder, it was sabotage, an attack on the illusion of invulnerability, a reminder that perfection is fragile. And when Heimdall hears the wolf Fenrir straining against his chains in the distance, when he senses the Midgard serpent shifting in the deep, he doesn't just hear monsters, he hears inevitability. So when Ragnarök approaches, when the sky darkens and the air tastes like iron, Heimdall doesn't hesitate. He blows Gjallarhorn without pause, no counsel, no contingency, just certainty. But certainty can be dangerous. A man convinced the end is coming may unconsciously clear the path for it. And in that final clash with Loki, it feels less like justice and more like prophecy fulfilling itself. Ragnarök erupts like a wound. The wolf devours Odin. Thor kills the serpent, takes 9 steps, falls dead. Fire giants swallow the sky. And on the battlefield, 2 figures find each other through smoke. Heimdall, Loki. No disguises now. No tricks. No masks. Just hatred sharpened over centuries. They clash. Blade against blade. Bone against bone. Heimdall sees every strike coming. But so does Loki, because this was always their ending. They were designed as opposites. Order and chaos. Gate and key. They kill each other. Not dramatically, not poetically, brutally, and in that moment the shining god falls into the ash. The irony? He spent eternity guarding the bridge, and in the end the bridge burns anyway. He heard the future coming, and it still arrived. Gold teeth glint once more in the firelight, then go dark. Heimdall's story isn't about vigilance. It's about the cost of living in constant expectation of disaster. A man who never sleeps eventually dreams of fire. A kingdom obsessed with its borders eventually becomes a prison. So here's the question. Was Heimdall the hero who tried to save the gods? Or the sentinel whose fear made war inevitable? Drop your verdict below, because next time we're stepping into the mind of the trickster himself. And if Heimdall was the shining guard at the gate, wait until you see what was. Smiling in the dark, Loki isn't just chaos. He's something far more dangerous, and the gods never saw it coming.